Hey guys, welcome back to Good Moral Tactical. So today we're going to be doing our accuracy video on the Jakl. Now scheduling conflicts kind of came up to where we couldn't get out to the long distance range that we had talked about, where it was going to be up to 1,000 yards. So we're going to have to settle for 100 yards. But the big thing here is just going to be accuracy and how well the 14.5-inch barrel does. We've heard a few different things in the community that with the shorter barrel and the twist that they decided to go with, which is a 1 in 10 twist, that the accuracy isn't exactly what a lot of people were expecting out of the 308 rifle. But we're going to put that to the test, because one thing when it comes to rifles and pistols in general, when you start getting really nitpicky about accuracy, yes, you have to be a good shooter and have very good fundamentals, but it also comes down to what kind of ammo you're using and also the grain that you're using. So we're going to go through just kind of a plethora of ammo here. So we have some 147 grain that we zeroed the optic with. We have 150, 168 grain, both from AAC. We have some Federal Gold Medal Sierra Match Kings in 168 and 170, Remington 180, and then Hornady 165. With their ELD match. So we're going to just see what kind of ammo does best in the Jakl, how they all stack up to each other, and if more money equals more accuracy. So stay tuned with us and see how well it does. All right, guys, we're back. So this video is taking me a little bit longer than I've wanted to take on it, just because I've been fighting a little bit of an illness. But we got some data for you from the range trip that we took. So the very first one that we're going to start with data-wise is 150. Now, keep in mind, we zeroed at 147 grains. I just did not have enough ammo of 147 grain after zeroing it to put it into the test. So might throw that as mute. 150 grains though was kind of our base ammo for everything else. And this 150 grain came from AAC, okay? So the factory rating on a lot of 308 cartridges on the box is for a 24-inch barrel.
Yeah, boy.
Again, we're down to a 14.5, so we're losing 10 inches, one full rotation. So I'm going to talk about the factory ratings of what they're saying the velocity of the energy is going to be, and then what the actual ratings from our tests were. So for 150, the velocity that they rated at from the factory is 2850. So 2,850 feet per second with an energy of 2,705. We got 2,575 feet per second. That's a pretty significant loss. Almost 300 feet per second because of the barrel length that they decided to go with. Energy was 2,208. Next one up was the 168 grain Hornady. From the factory, they rated at 2,850 feet per second with an energy rating of 3,008. Our rating, 2,442, almost 400 feet per second loss. Energy was 2,224. Next one up is 168 grain Federal Sierra Match King. So from the factory, this is rated at 2,650 frames per second with an energy of 2,619. Out of the Jakl's shorter barrel, we got a velocity of 2,387 feet per second, energy 2,125. So we lost less percentage of our velocity with the Federal than the Hornady. However, the Hornady performed much better when it came to the precision of the ammunition on our target, and you can see that from the picture that we've included in the video. So, of course, we wanted to continue on with the Sierra Match King, but we went to same grain, but AAC. So using the exact same bullet, just from a different manufacturer, So same velocity, same energy. This one though, out of the Jakl, was 2,436 feet per second with an energy of 2,213. So more velocity, more energy. Same bullet, different manufacturer. Roughly 100 more feet per second velocity coming out of the AAC. Very shocking to me. We went to a higher grain, so 175 grain, with the Federal Match King. That one's rated at 2,600 feet per second with an energy of 2,627. Out of the Jakl, 2,385 feet per second, energy of 2210. So again, losing close to 300. It's really 215, but we're getting close of our average of at least 200 feet per second being lost because you're losing that 1/2 rotation. The very last one we did was a 180 grain Remington. Now this one's more of a hunting round. It's rated at 2,620 feet per second with an energy of 2,743. Out of the Jakl, 2,360 frames per second. So the energy for that was 2,225. Now in terms of grouping size, on average we got 3 inches across all of the ammunition that we tested. The two that we got 2-inch groupings with were the 150 grain AAC and the Hornady Match 168 grain. So in my opinion, for this type of rifle, 150 is probably going to be the most that you want to do. The Match was a more expensive cartridge to get. I think for a box of 20, it was like $42. Damn! Versus AAC, you're paying about 95 cents a round, so $19.99. Now, of course, they also have the Saber black tip in the same grain. Could be a little bit better performance. They also have the actual Match AAC rounds that are supposed to be built off of the Match ammunition from Hornady. So you might be able to get close to the same performance of the Hornady Match ammo from AAC's Match. We didn't have it for the specific testing, so I can't speak on that. But for this specific rifle, is it accurate? Yes. Is it precise? No. I'm not going to say that it is a precision rifle by any means, but they also don't advertise it as a precision rifle. It's supposed to be built off of the idea of a SCAR, which is a battle rifle. So having a 2-inch MOA for your 150 grain isn't that bad at 100 yards. You're still going to hit your target. You're going to go where it's aiming, and you're going to be consistent in what you're trying to do. But don't go buying this thinking that it's going to be a precision rifle, like with a bolt action or something like that, with a much longer barrel and a better twist to match it. Just know what you're going for. It is a good rifle for close-up and what it's built for. Just be aware of what you're wanting to use the 308 cartridge for. Are you wanting it to be a bench rest rifle that is more precision built, or do you want to just have something that is a semi-automatic short barrel for a little bit more concealability and easier to carry around with you from different places? Those are the questions that you got to ask. But that is the data that we found, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, put them down in the comments and let us know what you think.